Hi, welcome. If I don't already know you, my name is Jen and I am a mother and a yoga teacher based on Long Island, and I specialize in prenatal yoga, postnatal yoga, and baby me yoga. Today we're going to do a prenatal yoga flow. All you'll need is something to sit up on. So I'm sitting up on a blanket. Grab as many as you'd like. And you'll need either yoga blocks or something that you can use in place of the blocks. So if you have any clear plastic containers that you store your kids' toys in, those would be great. Shoe boxes that are sturdy enough, that's also a good option. So when you're ready, we're going to find a comfortable seat. Ideally, we want our knees either in line with our hips or a little below our hips. And if you're not quite getting that, just go ahead and either stack another blanket or you can fold it up a little bit more for more cushion. And you want to make sure that your pelvis is slightly tilted forward, so we're not slouched back on our tailbone, but we're right up on our sits bones, almost forward onto the pubic bone. Close your eyes and then place your hands on your belly, placing your hands to baby. We're just going to take a few moments here to connect with our breath, working on really being present in our body, present in our breath, and present with our baby. Maybe you start to lengthen and deepen your inhale and elongate your exhale. The exhale could either be out your mouth or through your nose, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So today we're going to find Samavriti breath, which is also known as equal breathing. So the length of our inhale is going to match our exhale. For prenatal yoga, I usually do 4 counts, and feel free to do the 4 with me, and then after that you can either shorten it or lengthen it based on how you feel. So we'll all take an inhale together, exhale out the mouth, and we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep breathing, finding that your inhales can match the exhales. We're looking to create a smooth breath, a deep breath. On the inhale, you're breathing down to your baby, filling your entire body. On that exhale, you're just letting everything go. So what we're trying to do is turn on our rest and relax state of our nervous system. This is incredibly important when you are in labor and you're having contractions. You want to be able to tap into this kind of breath so you can turn your body on and tell it to relax. So that way, when you're in labor, your body can do the work that it needs while everything else relax and surrenders around it. So take another round of your Samavriti breath. We'll come back to this at certain points during the class. After your last exhale, just slowly open your eyes. You can place your hands to your knees, and let's actually switch the cross of our legs. So bring the opposite foot in front and just drop your chin in towards your chest, starting to get a nice stretch along the back of the neck, and then roll the right ear to the right shoulder. I'm actually going to try to mirror you, and then roll the left ear to the left shoulder. And then go ahead and take some full circles, going as fast or as slow as you need to today. And then don't forget to circle in the opposite direction. Feeling free to kind of stay wherever you need. Good. Bring your head right back atop of your spine. We're going to inhale, reach our arms up. Exhale, turn the palms away from each other and press your arms away. Good. Maybe inhaling, finding some energy, some lift. Exhaling as you press your palms away. Try to feel grounded and calm. Inhale, breathing in some positivity. Exhaling, letting go of any fear, anxiety, whatever doesn't serve you. Just roll your shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you're going to place the right fingertips on the floor, soft bend in that right elbow, and then reach through the left arm. Keep that left sit bone down so that you're growing really long through that left side body. Right shoulder moves away from your ear. Good. Come back up to center. Now those left fingertips are going to find the ground and reach through the right side of your body. Really growing longer. Letting the shoulders relax. Keep breathing. And then come back to center. We're going to interlace our fingers, press your palms forward, and then overhead. Release your fingers. They're going to find each other behind your back. I'll show you. You're going to clasp your hands and then press your fists down as you open through the chest. And then release. We're going to do that 2 more times, a little bit faster. Inhale, press the palms out in front of you. Exhale, bring them overhead. Release those fingertips. Inhale, find the clasp behind as you open through the chest. Maybe your gaze lifts up. Release your hands. 1 more time, interlace your fingers. Press the palms forward. Maybe you round through that upper back. Reach your palms up towards the ceiling. Release the fingertips. Find that clasp behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Good. Exhale, release. Feel free to roll through the shoulders. We're going to come onto all fours. So before we come there, just make sure you grab your blocks or whatever you're using and place them at the top of your mat. And then whatever you are sitting on, feel free to place that in the middle of your mat. I like to use this kind of fold, and that just will act as some extra cushion for your knees. We're going to find a tabletop position. So make sure your knees are about baby width distance apart. Your hips are stacked over your knees, and then your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Spread your fingers wide, and we're going to just do a couple rounds of cat-cow. On an inhale, you'll lengthen your spine forward, open your chest, draw your shoulders back. As you exhale, round through your spine, press your hands into the ground, let your head and neck go. And then 1 more time, inhaling, opening, exhale, round. As you find your cat. Come back to center, and we're going to take some body circles. So basically, you're just going to shift your hips around and back. Close your eyes here. This will help you become a little bit more in tune with your body. Think about hitting each corner of your mat with your hip points. And then circle in the opposite direction. Feel free to get the upper and middle back involved too. You're basically just moving in whatever way that feels good. Maybe matching the breath, inhaling as you come forward, and then exhaling as you round back. Good. Come back to center. We're going to find a child's pose for a moment. Your knees are going to come as wide as the mat. Your big toes will touch. You'll sit your hips all the way back. Walk your hands forward. Forehead finds the ground. If you are experiencing any heartburn or indigestion, sometimes a block underneath your forehead is a really nice option. Just to keep your head in line with your heart. Find that deep breath.
filling your entire body with the inhale. Exhale, maybe sinking a little bit further into this. One more time. Come back up. You're going to place your block back to the front of your mat, finding your tabletop position again. Keeping a soft bend in your elbows. Extend your right leg back. So it's hard to see. I'll move forward for you. Your ball of the foot is going to be on the floor. As you press your hands down and forward, press back through your right heel. You want to keep both hip points facing the ground, and then keep your head in line with your spine, chin slightly tucked. You can move forward and back too if you'd like, but we're trying to open up the backs of the legs. Good, bring your right knee in to meet the left. I'll move back for this. And now extend the left leg back. Remember, ball of the foot is on the floor, hands press down and forward, press back through the left heel. Keep your hips in line. So if they're open, you want to bring them square. Both hip points face the floor. And if you did so, you can kind of go back and forth. And then bring your left knee in. So if you would like to, you can come right back into a child's pose, or if you want to try downward facing dog, now is the time. You're going to keep pressing those hands down and forward. Tuck your toes underneath you. Send your hips up and back. So we want to find length here. Length through the arms, length through the side body. Think about the inner elbows almost rotating forward. And then you can pedal out through your feet, so bending one knee, dropping the heel, then the other. And then I always like you to find some space in between the sit bones. So we're going to find a still point, come up onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees a little bit, and then lift your tailbone up and back. So if you could see, up and back, and then you can start to drop your heels. But it's okay to keep a bend in your knees, because we really want to try to stretch that space between your sits bones. We're trying to release the muscles of your pelvic floor. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to drop your knees to the ground. Find your blocks. Step one foot forward. Tuck your back toes. Lift the back knee. Step that back foot in to meet. So you're folded forward over your blocks. On an inhale, press your hands into your blocks. We're going to find a half lift. Shoulders move back. Exhale, fold. 2 more times like that. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees. Place your hands on top of your thighs. Press into your thighs as you very slowly roll back up, finding your standing position. So in standing, make sure that your feet are parallel and they are about hip width distance or baby width distance apart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, knees over your toes, lower halfway down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to fold forward, find your blocks. Inhale for half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step your right foot forward, the left knee back, and it comes to the ground. Your right knee is stacked right over your ankle. You can untuck your back toes. Walk your hands up to the top of your thigh. Find one hand underneath your belly, the other to your tailbone. Lift up on baby as you drop your tail. So I'll show you here. Lift up on baby, drop your tail. Good. Your hands can either stay at your hips or you can reach your arms overhead. Still breathing fully and deeply to your baby. Maybe you focus on pressing down through the left knee pressing down through the left shin. And as you do that, you should feel an opening all along the front of that left hip. We're just getting into the hip flexor here. Now reach down, grab the block that is on your right side, bring it back by your hip, fingertips on the block. Inhale, grow a little taller, reach up through those fingertips, and then exhale, you're gonna take a little side bend. Now you should really feel a really great stretch here on the left side. Shoulders relax, keep breathing. Good, take another deep breath in. Don't mind my dog barking. Exhale, let it go. Come back, find your blocks. You're gonna grab both blocks, shift your hips back, and we're gonna find a half split or runner's lunge. So here, we're going to really press through the heel, flex the toe back by our face. Breathe here. This can be pretty intense, and as much as you kind of want to let your foot relax, really press through the heel, flex the toes back. We can add some movement. We're going to inhale, open the chest, exhale, and round. Inhale, open, exhale, and round. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Come back up to center. You're gonna bend your knee and walk your blocks back towards the front. Then bring that right knee in to meet the left. And feel free to take whatever you want here. You could take some cat-cows, or you could take some body circles. Or if you want to, you can just isolate the movement to your pelvis. So this is your chance to kind of just let all of that go. And then find yourself back to center. I'm going to walk forward a little bit. You're going to tuck both of your toes, your feet underneath you. Toes are underneath, and you're going to come to sit back. Make sure your pinky toes reach the ground. Resist the urge to kind of hang forward. We want to sit back on our heels. We're really stretching the bottoms of the feet. This is such a great place to start practicing your breath, using it to help you move through any discomfort. Maybe you have your hands to baby. Finding that full deep breath. Can you let your breath help your body surrender to any discomfort it's feeling here? For some people, this pose is easy. For others, this is excruciating. And I always like to joke that it's nowhere quite near a contraction, but for some of us, it's almost there. Take another moment here, letting your face relax. Notice if your shoulders are tensing up as your whole body is tensing. Let that go. Good, come forward, bring your hands down, and then you're just gonna tap out the tops of your feet. Good, and here you can either find a child's pose, so knees wide, big toes to touch, coming all the way down. Or if you'd like to, you can find a downward facing dog. So finding whatever pose that you want to spend a few breaths in. Relaxing. Take another deep breath in wherever you're at. And then exhale. If you're in down dog, drop your knees. If you're in child's pose, come back up to your tabletop position. This time you're going to step your left foot forward. Again, checking that your knee is stacked over your ankle. Walk yourself up. Place that one hand under your belly, the other to your tailbone. You want to really work on lifting baby up as you drop your tail. We're coming out of that lower curve of our back. Good. Hands are either to your hips or you could reach your arms overhead. Breathing deeply. Sending your breath down to your baby, letting everything relax. And again, you could press down through your right knee, right shin, starting to get a great opening right here. Then reach down, grab that block. with your left hand. Fingertips are on top of the block. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take a side bend. Let your shoulders relax. Come back up, and we're going to walk our blocks forward. Actually, we're going to lengthen through that leg and walk the blocks back. So we're finding again that runner's lunge, half split. There we go. Flex through the feet. Press out through the heel. Maybe if this is not enough, you can start to stick your bottom out behind you. That will really intensify the stretch. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale and round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Matching our breath with our movement. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bend through that front knee. Walk your blocks forward. Tuck your back toes. Lift the back knee. Step that back foot forward. Feet are coming behind your blocks. Bend your knees. Pause here with your hands on top of your thighs. We're going to take some standing cat-cows. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale and round. Inhale to open. Exhale and round. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Good. Press into your thighs and then slowly bring yourself back up to standing. Look at your feet and make sure that they are facing forward, parallel. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, bend your knees. Lower halfway down, take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step your right foot forward. I'm going to face the side and your left foot back. Now you're going to ground down through your back toes so that your toes are facing, your toes should be facing the wall. And now you're going to intersect your front heel with the middle of your back arch. And we're opening up for a warrior two. Resist the urge to move your entire body forward. You want your rib cage aligned over your pelvis. Arms are wide. And really press back through that inner thigh, the front inner thigh. Good. Stay here for a moment. You could look at past your fingertips. We're going to start to move. Inhale, lengthen through the front leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and bend. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach back for a reverse warrior. Exhale, you're going to come back to your warrior two, straighten through the front leg, reach your fingertips forward, and then you're going to drop your hand. I like to use the block on the outside of your foot and open up to a triangle pose. So we want to think about really growing longer here in our side torso. Your hand could either be up and your gaze could turn up, or if you'd like to, reach that arm overhead. That's really going to help you lengthen a little bit more. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to ground through your feet. Press yourself back up. Find your warrior two for a moment. We're going to settle here. Maybe you come back to that Samavriti breath, finding your equal breathing. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach back for reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands onto your blocks. Come up on your back toes. Drop that back knee down. Bring the right knee to meet the left. Hands are going to come off of your blocks. And again, your choice. You can cat-cow, or you could take body circles, or maybe just pelvic circles. Doing whatever you need to kind of just let everything go before we hit up the other side. So once you've done your cat-cow or body circle, it's time to settle back. So you can either come into a child's pose again or find downward facing dog. I'm going to come into child's pose. So this is part of your relaxation. I like to say that the poses are your contractions, and then you have space in between each wave of poses, just like you would have a few minutes in between each contraction. And what you do in that space between really matters. So here you want to really focus on your breath, maybe getting your muscles to relax, just like you would want to do when you have those 5 minutes in between a contraction. Setting yourself up for the next wave. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to come back up, finding all fours. I'm going to switch sides for you. You can stay where you are. And you're going to step your left foot forward. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee, and then ground down through your back foot. We're setting up for your warrior two. Open up when you're ready. Good. And when you feel solid, just gaze past your fingertips and breathe. Press back through your inner thigh. Let your shoulders relax. Let your face relax. And we're going to start to move. Inhale, lengthen through the front leg, reach the arms up. Rib cage comes up off the pelvis. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Find your warrior two. One more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, flip the front palm. Reach back for a reverse warrior. Come back to your warrior two. Straighten through the front leg. Reach your fingertips forward, lengthening, and then finding that block behind your foot as you open up for your triangle pose. So in your triangle pose, think about lengthening your tailbone towards your back heel, and then think about someone pulling a bun from the top of your head so you can really grow longer here. And then maybe think about rolling the top ribs back, the bottom ribs forward. If you did so on the other side, go ahead and bring that arm overhead. Still remembering to breathe through all of this. Let your shoulders relax. We don't want our shoulders up by our ears. Ground down through your feet as you find yourself back to a warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach back for your reverse warrior. This time you're going to cartwheel your hands onto your blocks. You're going to come up on those back toes, step that back foot in. I'm going to come back so that I'm facing you. Hands to the thighs, and then slowly roll yourself up. Here we want to step wide. So wider than our hips, and we want our feet to be parallel. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to slightly bend your knees, walk your hands to your thighs, and then walk yourself down to your blocks. We're going to bend through the right knee, pull back your right hip, and then reach your blocks over to the left side. So we're getting a good stretch along our right rib cage. Breathe. Start to straighten through the right leg. Walk your blocks back to center, and then walk them over to the left, to the right side as you bend through the left knee. As you bend in the knee, we don't want that hip to pop forward, so help that hip back. Good. So another benefit of this stretch is that you should feel it in your inner thighs, which is really great. Your inner thighs are actually part of your pelvic floor. So we really want to try to release those muscles preparing for birth. Take another deep breath in. Come back to center. So right now your blocks are underneath your shoulders. Your feet are parallel. If you have any sciatica-like pain or pain in your glutes, sometimes it's nice to pigeon toe our feet. So turning our toes in, heels out. What that's doing is just helping bring our legs and our hips into internal rotation. So if you have that, go ahead and do that, or you can keep your feet parallel. You can either stay here. This is nice if you have heartburn or indigestion. If you want to move forward, you're going to walk your blocks forward, either bringing them on the medium or the low height. But don't ditch the blocks. Keep them there. And then you're just gonna let everything go, remembering to keep some weight in your heels. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your blocks back up to the tallest height. Walk them back underneath your shoulders. Heel toe your feet underneath you. And then bring your weight into your blocks. You're going to bend one knee and come on down, and then bend the other knee to come down. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Your knees are together. You're going to place the block on the lowest height and place it right in between your heels. So we're coming to a supported hero's pose. If you're not comfortable like this, you can stack that second block on top just to give you a little bit more height, and it's kind of easier to sit here. That's good if you have bad knees or if you're close to meeting baby. It's a nice option. So we're sitting in Virasana. I like to sit like this for part of the class because we're bringing some internal rotation, kind of counteracting that external rotation in our hips that pregnancy tends to do to us. You know, when you start waddling like a penguin, this is helping to balance that out. So don't just kind of sit here. Make sure you're hugging the block with your inner ankles. We're going to work on our transverse abdominals. So your transverse abdominals, they wrap around the back, around the side, to the front. They're the deepest layer of your core. They kind of act like a corset. So they're deep. And when you're pregnant, you want to avoid working the six-pack muscles. So it's important to keep this deepest layer strong. That way you can help to support your spine, your pelvis throughout your pregnancy. And if you're planning on having a vaginal delivery, this is where you want to push. So I always joke around, you don't want to push from your face and your shoulders like you see in the movies. You want to access that power from your core. So keeping your transverse abdominals strong is going to help you when it's time to push. So how do you do that? Easy, you do it through your breath. You're going to have your hands either to your belly, or you can bring them around to your rib cage, which is a nice option. You're going to take a full deep inhale in through your nose, thinking about really expanding. You want to breathe into your belly, your rib cage, your back. Exhale through parted lips, like you're blowing out through a straw. Keep pressing out all of your air until you have no more air left. On that last press out, you should feel as though like a corset tightened, and that's your transverse abdominals working, engaging. So the inhale is natural, full deep inhale. Exhale. And then go at your own pace. As you're exhaling, can you let the muscles of your face relax? Can you let your jaw relax? Your shoulders, let that whole upper body relax as you press out your air. Take another round. Good. And then when you're done, just bring your hands to your thighs, and we're going to come up. Keep your blocks nearby, and then we're going to grab our blanket and again fold it. The mailman must be coming since my dog is going crazy. So sitting on top of your blanket, extend your legs out in front of you. We're going to work on our deep hip rotators, work on our piriformis muscle. So if you are complaining about maybe feeling like that sciatic leg pain down the leg, and you didn't have any previous injuries to your spine or any discs, then it could possibly be your piriformis muscle. Check with your care provider.
if you're unsure, but this pose is great for anyone. We're going to bend our right knee, and you're going to take your right ankle, bring it above the left knee. You don't want to be on top of the knee. Your right foot is hanging off to the side, and your hands are going to come behind you, fingertips to the ground. So you might just stay here. This might be enough, working on bringing that knee down towards the ground. If you want to move a little bit further, you're going to bend through the left knee. The closer your left heel is to your butt, the more of an opening you'll feel. And again, we want to keep on opening through the chest, and we want to work on moving that right knee away from the armpit. For most people, this ankle to knee pose, staying here is enough for them. But if you want to move forward, you're going to stack your shins. If that bottom knee doesn't reach the ground, you're going to take a block and place it underneath. So stacking your shins, flexing your feet. You want to be able to look down and see kind of like a perfect little triangle. You don't want to see your bottom leg in that triangle. So if it is, you might need to move that bottom leg a little bit forward. And it's okay if this top knee doesn't reach your bottom foot. That's okay. It's the knee close to the floor that you want to support. And if you're feeling really open in your hips, you can always take your blocks and kind of come forward. Maybe you place your forearms on the blocks. You want to relax here. So maybe you come back to that Samavriti breath. Hip openers tend to be uncomfortable. So can you use your breath to kind of even out your heart rate if you feel like it's starting to spike here? Can you use your breath to just let everywhere else relax? And if you're feeling really uncomfortable, bring your attention down to your baby. The best part of being pregnant is knowing that you're not alone. Your baby is going through this with you. Start to make your way back up wherever you're at. You're going to slowly get the legs back extended in front of you, bounce out through the knees, and we're going to go to the other side. So bending up your left knee, taking that ankle above the right knee, and now you know where you're going. Just know that one side might be tighter than the other, and that's totally normal. So see where you're at. You're either here, or you're going to bend the right knee up, taking ankle to knee pose here, really working on bringing the left knee away from your armpit, so really pressing out through that knee, or you're going to stack your shins. And again, bottom knee, if that doesn't reach the floor, you're going to take a block underneath. I'll place the block there so that you can see. And you want your feet flexed. And if you're feeling really good, come forward. And if you're coming and you're stacking the shins, just make sure you bring that bottom leg forward a little bit. So you want your shins completely stacked. Good. Start to walk yourself back up, helping that leg off, extending, maybe bouncing out through the knees. Place your hands behind you, come up on your fingertips, bend your knees, bring them about baby width distance apart, and then drop your knees over to one side, but we want to keep our butt down. Don't pop the butt off. That's going to defeat the purpose of this. So we're stretching and getting that outer leg into the hip. Bring the knees to center and then drop them over to the other side, keeping the bottom down. Good. Come back to center. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together. Now, if you're feeling any pain in your lower back or in the top of your pelvis, take your blocks and place them on underneath your knees. So we're just kind of preventing our knees from going far down. And also, if you have any lower back pain, you might want to keep your heels a little bit further away from your groin. So we're finding a more of like a diamond-like shape, a Virasana position. If you're feeling great, your hips are feeling good, bring the heels close so we can take more of a Baddha Konasana. We're going to inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Try to keep your spine long here. Resist the urge to kind of round. So think about one long line from the crown of your head down through your tailbone. Maybe you find a little more space. Good. Start to make your way back up. Help your knees together. We're going to bring our feet over to the left side. Good. And then your left arm is going to come over belly, right fingertips behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, you're going to twist from the bra strap up. So I like to have the arm on top of your belly so that you know to keep your belly forward. We don't want to twist the belly. We really want to find a twist from here. With each inhale, think about lengthening. Exhale, just a subtle twist. Doesn't have to be too deep. Come back to center and we're going to switch sides. So take those feet forward, swing them around to the other side. Take that right hand over your belly, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Again, twisting from the bra strap up. And here, keep your chest open. Think about space between your collarbones. Good. Come back to center, and we're going to find our Shavasana. So when you're pregnant, I recommend laying on your left side. I'm just going to lay facing you. And little tip, even when you're getting into bed, use your hands to help yourself down. Don't use your core. We want to avoid using that core so we can prevent separation in our rectus abdominis, in that six-pack, or it's called diastasis. So use your hands and your arms to help yourself down. And then you're going to take that blanket and you're going to place it in between your legs. Usually when we're in studio, we have the bolsters. I like to create a little incline on the bolster so you can put your leg on top of it, but work with what you have here. And you're just going to come on down. You can kind of roll off of your bony hip point a little bit more onto the side of your stomach if that hip point is a little sore from laying on it. And just relax. Use this time to be present with your baby. I'll walk you through a progressive relaxation. So you will stay laying down, and I'm just going to come up to sit. Feel the crown of your head relax. Feel your eyes heavy in the sockets. Let your jaw relax, the muscles of your face. Feel the sides of your neck let go. Your shoulders relax. Let go of your upper, your middle, your lower back. If you feel like you're holding tight your belly, just let it go. Your arms should feel heavy. Fingers relaxed. Hands relaxed. Notice if you're clenching your butt, see if you can just let it go. Relax through your pelvic floor. Let the muscles of your hips relax. Release your thighs. Your shins, your calves. Let them go. Release the muscles of your feet. Relax your toes. And then take a moment, scan your body. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere else. See if you could just let that go. Maybe you place your hands to your belly, back to your baby. I'm going to leave you in Shavasana, but as you lay there, maybe you take a moment and send your baby any message, whatever it may be. And then take a moment and thank yourself. Thank yourself for moving, for giving your body something great. Maybe find some gratitude for your body, for all of the changes that you're going through. And just remembering that although this time may feel a little weird and crazy, anxiety may be running high, you may feel alone, but always remember that you can bring your hands back to your belly and your baby will feel that touch. And let that remind you that you are not going through this alone. Your baby is there through every step. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like. I'll take this moment to say thank you for practicing along with me. For those of you who are regulars during my studio classes, I miss you all, and I hope this will bring you some comfort through all that we're going through. I hope you all stay safe and healthy. Thank you. Namaste.